Hello, I know where the lighting's pretty tragic here, which is probably a good thing because I don't know if you can see around here, particularly this bit. And all along here, I'm swollen and lumpy and covered in a rash because my husband recently got the Nivea for Men face balm. It's supposed to be really good for his skin, and apparently it's not so good for mine because I'm allergic to it. So he gave me a sneaky kiss earlier, and poof, I was like, oh no, within about 10 minutes, it's really sore. So if you don't like me, that'll cheer you up because my face hurts. This is a surrogacy update. I'm hoping my children don't interrupt me. You can see all three of them there. Edith cruising along and those two playing on their iPods. Like special people. Look at you, beautiful. Yeah, you're beautiful. Hi, Edie Boos. Sorry, I can't help it. I'm just a little bit more mental than normal. Again, yes, I've got no makeup on, which is probably a good thing because I don't think the face would have reacted quite well to makeup or anything like that. I'm at a bit of a stalemate when it comes to surrogacy. I'm waiting on a few things. As I said before, I sent off my bloods. I got those done. I sent off my CRB and my husband's. And I haven't heard anything back from either of those, so I'm assuming no news is good news. Once they're done and everything, we get an agreement meeting with David and Morris and a COTS representative. And once that's signed, as soon as my periods start and I'm tracking my ovulation and everything, I get a positive, we're good to go. It's just waiting for that, but I still haven't got my periods. The doctors won't induce, they won't give me medication because of the breastfeeding. My doctor doesn't think I'm going to get my period until I've stopped breastfeeding. So that's a bit of a bug. I mean, normally if I wasn't going to do surrogacy, this would be awesome because I would just have to breastfeed her until she's 2, just starve off periods. I mean, I haven't had a period since October 2010. It's ridiculous. It's brilliant, but ridiculous. But I need them now. I kind of do need them, and I'm not... I said it before, it's a bit of a toss-up between, do I stop breastfeeding her, like forcibly wean her, which I wanted her to self-wean a little bit, like past 2, no, dude, I don't even think I would have got to 2, 18 months would have probably been like, yeah, move away now, but I wanted the option, and now it feels like I don't really have the option, because not only do I not think it's, stop bickering please, not only do I not think, if you, George, don't be horrid. Not only am I not willing to make them wait, like, you know, they would. The thing is, they're so lovely, my IFs, they would wait. But I'm not patient enough to wait. I'm busting. I brought a birthing pool. Not even kidding. I saw one on her local selling page. New, not being used, but taken out of the box. She played with it and then got told she couldn't have a home birth. So she's selling it on for £30, and that was £5, so that was delivery in the end. She was going to do £30 with £5 for delivery, but I said to her, I've only got £30 cash, so can you drop it round another day? She went, do you know what, 30's fine. I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. I was like, bargain. So it's like the pool, the hose, the heat retaining lid, a thermometer, net, water pump, air pump, the whole lot. I'm so excited, and I'm not even pregnant, and I've now got birthing pool in my shed because I refuse to be fobbed off by the midwives this time. So I'm really excited, and I'm like, yeah, let's go! So the breastfeeding, she's going to have to wean for... You know, and I feel really bad, like I'm putting my selfish thoughts and someone else's needs in front of my child. But the thing is, at a year old, she can go on to cow's milk and her diet is going to be fine. I mean, she's never had formula and she's never going to. And it's not going to do any harm for her at this age. I mean, she's nearly 11 months old. The girl's fine. So slowly from a year, we're going to start weaning her off and go from there. So I'm a little sad about that, but more excited about the next chapter, about the actually doing sems. But yeah, I'm waiting for COTS to get back to me. We'll have the agreement meeting. We will go from there. We're going to get some parsley tea. I've really read up on it, and I mean, technically it can be dangerous, but I think if I start with like 2-3 cups a day rather than like the 4 to 6 that they recommend, and just go from there and make sure my body copes with the parsley tea and eating fresh. I mean, I've got... If you can see there on the windowsill, I've got like a herb garden, well, not herb garden, but I've got about 7 herbs growing, like rosemary, thyme, parsley, basil, mint. I keep wanting to say sage, but it's not. And well, there's 7 of them, and they're growing on the windowsill. And I was going to just add parsley to loads of stuff and get some parsley tea from Holland and Barrett tomorrow, and I go into town. And I'm so swollen there, particularly. Oh, Buffy, Buffy face. So yes, do that. Go and get those tea bags and stuff, and do that, and hopefully that will start my period off. If not, the weaning is the next option, but that's the last thing left. Hi, monkey. Hi, monkey from pants. There's a real monkey. Sock monkey. I love this sock monkey. It's so cool. The kids have got one each. They're all Jubilee ones, like Union Jacks. So cool. Feeling very patriotic. Yeah, that's it really, just sort of at a stalemate and waiting. I thought my period was going to start yesterday because for about 5 days I've been really hormonally emotional, like other women that get normal periods will get this. Kept feeling like I was about to bawl my eyes out for no apparent reason, like the smallest thing made me go, and I'm like, for God's sake, put yourself together. And I've got no idea why I wanted to just absolutely sob my socks off, but I didn't. I'm quite proud of myself for saying I didn't. And then I was getting that really low, dull ache in the base of my spine, like it really hurt. My iPad's being a dick, and I don't know why. Come on. Okay, because it's on there. Anyway, I've got some questions from people, so just pull up my video on my iPad. Someone's saying, yeah, Madra Maven, I'm sorry I'm saying your name wrong, about the opposite for Kegels and sucking up the flu, so I'm going to have to read up on that. Thank you for giving me heads up, because if that's actually anti-helpful, I can't think of the terminology, I'm so sorry, that's embarrassing right now, then thank you, because that is brilliant, so I'm going to have to do some reading on that. Hello, I already know the answer, but I'll ask anyway, which is just me 8725. If you want someone that is doing pregnancy vlogs, she is like halfway through her pregnancy, and so that's just me 8725, and her name's Lisa, and all Lisas are clearly awesome, and she's doing really, really well. She knows the gender, sex of her baby, but she won't tell anyone, so... and I completely respect that, and yet I hate her slightly for it as well. But no, it's fine. She was saying about the IPs getting checked, and she does know the answer. Yes, they do. They're fully checked with COTS. All IPs, anyone that's going to have anything to do genetically with the child has to have like thorough checks to make sure they're not like, you know, riddled with disease and stuff. Everyone's babies sleep better than mine. Amy, Dreamflight 6000 said, super interesting, million questions, tell me more about it. Specifics there, my love. I'm afraid I can talk about it, but I don't want to keep rehashing. So any questions, anyone, this is to anyone, just please do ask, because you're not born naturally knowing the answers to everything. So even if it seems like a stupid question, because I know someone sent me a message going, I want to ask you a question, but I feel like an idiot, so I won't. And I thought that was a really blatantly pointless PM. For one, very sweet, but it's a PM. It doesn't matter how stupid the question is. Ask. I'm not going to take the mick out of you, because you know you've got to learn somewhere. But yeah, just let me know what you want to know, and I'll happily answer it. And that's an open one. Susie said about, are we doing the inseminations at home rather than a doctor's office to save money? Partially, but also the ease of it. Like with doctors, you have to do inseminations in like doctor's hours with, you know, in a clinic that's not necessarily close to you, because in England there's only so many places that are insured for surrogacy purposes, and one of the closest ones is the Bridge in London, which is quite a tonk for me. So the costs would not only be a ridiculous amount for IUI, but they'd have to pay for childcare. My kids would have to go to strange people because my family wouldn't be able to do it. One moment please, baby. One moment please. Very beautiful. Actually, that is lovely, sweetie. I'd have to pay out for that, pay out for a train ticket up there. You know, I'd worry about Edith because she's so attached to me. And all this other stuff, just to have inseminations where I can just monitor at home and bring him, get your booty down here ASAP, I'm ovulating, and they'll come down, boom boom, produce, and it's just a lot easier. So it's not just the finances, it's the ease of the whole thing. I don't have to worry about transportation. I'm not, you know, they don't have to take time out of work, they can come down in the evening. You know, everyone's lives doesn't have to really be changed up ridiculously for it, whereas if you're doing it at a clinic, it really, everything's sort of thrown into the air. while you work around work schedules and train times, or driving and your car's mileage goes up and your engine could blow up. Okay, that's a bit over the top, but you know what I mean. So it's not just that. There's a whole host of reasons why we choose to do it at home. Apparently I sounded Bristolian when I said as many of the little buggers, and I'm not entirely sure why, but I did nearly go to Bristol University. Well, I nearly went to, no, I've forgotten the name of it, but it was a college offshore of Bristol University that did, it was an agricultural college. I've forgotten what it's called, it's completely gone, and it was genuinely my second choice to go there, but I decided not to in the end. I went with Bristol College for my degree. But I think that's it really for the question wise. So any other questions, again, do ask. But yeah, that's it. So we're sort of like stuck, sort of waiting for the meantime. I want to apologise to all those that I usually watch and comment and follow anything on YouTube. With the Jubilee and it coming to the end of the half term, the kids have had like school assemblies, picnics, Jubilee celebrations, and all this other stuff, so I haven't really had the time to sit down and do something. And also where it was sunny, we were out all the time, and stuff like that. Then it's all gone, brain dead. So yes, so I'm catching up on my YouTube videos today, so my apologies to those, you know, and sometimes it's not letting me comment on things as well, which is very annoying, but I think that's pretty much it now. I've got a few more videos to watch. I was watching Renee before I started to do this, and I haven't managed to comment on your video yet, but I will do it in a minute. But just sending love to Renee and Jess at the minute, because you're both having like not the best of times, and I'm really hoping that you both get your BFP. Jess, they figure out what is wrong with you and they sort it out, because this is not fair. And Renee, I'm hoping that, you know, the IVF and all of that lot is completely unnecessary and you just get pregnant. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, like, oh, you can just get pregnant, because that seems sort of insulting, and I never mean it that way. But baby dust to everyone that's trying. I really hope you get your BFPs. Sticky vibes to all those that have recently got their BFPs. That is absolutely fantastic. And commiserations, because a couple of my friends have unfortunately had ectopic pregnancies recently, and it's really sad. And this is in the surrogacy community, and the reality is, you are, as a surrogate, you have to accept that this is a possibility, and we've had two that have had ectopics. One, she unfortunately lost a tube, and this may be the end of her being a surrogate, so much love to you, my darling. And the other one, thankfully, in a backwards way, it was ectopic, but it was very early on, it turned into a cyst, and she had quite a lot of pain as a cyst, sort of, I think it's started to rupture, but thankfully her tube's intact and everything, so, you know, she hasn't had too many issues past that, but it's still heartbreaking for her and her IPs. So I'm really hoping that, you know, I'm sending love to a lot of people, put it that way. But yeah, that's it really. I'm going to get off. I keep meaning to update my blog, written blog, but I suck at writing because it's just getting the time to sit down. Because I said, by the time I'm going to have to get off here in a minute, do dinner, get the kids up bathed and bed and bedtime stories and their baby settled, come downstairs, clear up all the toys, do the cleaning, sweep and mop the floors, do the washing up. I sit down maybe 5 minutes and Edith wakes up again, go upstairs, deal with her, come downstairs. I'm lucky if I watch something, and then I'm just so tired I go to bed. So it's just not an option well, it's not so much it's not an option, it's just not something I've gotten around to doing. But that's it really. I'm gonna waffling, and I'm very sorry about the ums and the ahs and the pausing and the ridiculousness of everything, but just to make things up to you, I can just go, monkey says bye. Yes, I am very sleep deprived and completely and utterly mental. See you later. I'm gonna try and find the other two, because all three of them together is total awesomeness. Okay, love you, leave you, and take my crazy with me. Bye.